local government unit natin. But again, kailangan natin ipaintindi na mayroong kultura talaga sa loob. That the culture really cannot be changed overnight. Kailangan natin to na talagang dahan-dahanin. And at the same time, kailangan natin na siguro pag-usapan para mapaganda lalo ang ating vegetable industry and at the same time our trading post.
Dito kaya ito naiiba sa ibang mga dumaan na mayor natin sa La Trinidad dahil there were a few who tried to revamp the system.
Hindi. Pinag-aralan kasi natin yan eh. Actually, yun yung dissertation ko actually. So nakikita natin na the culture is there. The culture is there. You cannot really change culture overnight. Kailangan medyo matagal siya and at the same time, pag gusto mong baguhin, kailangan mong magpasok ng konti-konti and at the same time, acceptance din ng mga currently stakeholders na nandun. Yun ang dapat natin gawin.
Mukhang nakahanap ng kakampi ang ating mga kasamahan sa ating vegetable trading post ngayon kay Roderick Awingan dahil nirerespeto niya ang kultura ng trading post.
At the same time, yung farmers naman natin, talagang bigyan naman natin sila ng importansya. Kasi without them, wala naman vegetable trading post, di ba? Walang BAPTC pag walang farmers. And at the same time, again, support sa ating farmers, dapat ma-incorporate din sa ating code kung anong pwedeng gawin o kung anong pwedeng itulong ng ating local government unit.
Alright, that's true. Suporta na lang para sa ating trading post at sa ating mga magsasaka. Let's talk about peace and order.
Yeah.
Dahil lumalaki nga ang ating population, dumadami ang mga bahay, kamusta naman ang ating sitwasyon?
Of course, nakakonect naman lahat yan, di ba? Pag dumadami ang bahay, dumadami ang tao, syempre, peace and order. Alam naman natin yung quota lang ng pulis sa ating munisipyo, 156 compared to 150,000 with a day crowd of almost 200 to 250,000. Ibig sabihin nito, kailangan natin yung mga force multiplier natin na tumulong sa peace and order, yung mga barangay tanods natin, mga volunteers natin. And that's why we really want to implement yung ordinansya na nagawanin natin doon, yung Neighborhood Watch program. Ito yung parang sinasabi natin, the mother of all community service-oriented policing, na ito yung parang tulong natin sa pulis natin. If our community would be involved in the peacekeeping effort, talagang makikita natin na talagang gaganda yung peace and order situation sa ating community. If only na magtulungan tayo, yun naman ang pwede natin gawin through partnership, collaboration, and at the same time support yung ating kapulisan and our barangays, other volunteers. Then basically, alam ko nagaganda yung peace and order situation natin. And alam ko yung trapiko naman, that's an issue.
Iyan ang susunod ko itatanong. Mukhang kabisado mo na.
Nakita ko yung nakita ko yung smile mo eh.
Dahil ang dami na ngang tao, ang daming umaaray sa traffic sa La Trinidad. Okay. Lalo na kapag may ginagawang kalsada kung saan-saan na tayo iikot. Pag kuminsan nga, ipapagliban mo na ang pagbiyahe papuntang La Trinidad kasi aabutin ka ng 2-3 oras.
Yeah, of course. So the ongoing project right now, we ask for the public's patience. Sana matapos na to. Patience lang po ang hinihingi natin. Pag natapos na to, syempre, gagaan, siguro, I am sure, nagagaan yung travel natin from KM5 hanggang town. But again, we still expect na talagang problem pa rin natin is trapiko. Bakit? Talagang, madami talaga tao sa La Trinidad. Just imagine, 150,000 with a day crowd of 200 to 250,000. Ilan yung may sasakyan? So we really need to improve our public transportation. We need to improve our pedestrian, yung mga daanan ng mga tao.
That's true.
Para at least we encourage mobility, ambulation sa ating mga constituents. Maglakad na lang tayo kung malapit lang yung pupuntahan natin.
Hindi ba tayo magkakaroon ng congestion fee sa La Trinidad?
Ay, wala yan.
Hindi uso sa atin yun.
Wala yan.
In terms of infrastructure, wala bang nagpo-propose na magkaroon ng flyover, overpass? Ano bang kailangan para maibsan itong traffic problem na to?
Of course, we are very open sa mga engineering solutions ng ating problema.
Cable car?
Of course, we are. Sino bang may ayaw? Yun nga lang, alam naman natin yung funding limitation. Ang funding limitation coming from the national government, limitado naman talaga siya because napakadaming local government all across the country. So, we expect that maybe someday, sa pagtutulungan natin kay Congressman Eric Yap, alam natin na siguro dadami pa yung pondo na babagsak dito for infrastructure project supporting these particular concerns.
Okay, now let's read a few comments na pumapasok. We have a comment here by si Ma'am Feli Tikbaen. Good AM, Apo Vice and incoming Mayor. Mukhang supporter natin ito. And another
Thank you,
comment
Ma'am Feli.
here, Christine Molitas. Hello, Christine. Hello, Manong. Manong ang tawag sa'yo.
Yeah. Hello, Ading.
Ayan. Comments po, if you have questions, we will read your questions a little bit later. Just keep on commenting. Mukhang dumadami ang nanonood sa atin. Okay. Let's go to environment.
Yeah, of course.
Ito na.
Yan.
Kasi nga, ang dami-dami ng development na nangyayari. It looks like La Trinidad is booming in terms of development. Lumalaki ang ating mga eskwelahan, ospital, ang daming nagpapatayo, restaurants, coffee shops. A lot of businesses are opening up.
Yes.
Kamusta ang ating balanse between development and environment? Dahil this is a bone of contention of a lot of people.
Yeah, so basically, we go down to the concept of sustainable development. Yung sustainable development, kailangan natin i-balance yung environmental protection to social development and at the same time to economic dynamism. So kailangan natin i-balance. Medyo mahirap siya, pero kailangan pag-usapan. We already have this particular code that we have also authored before, yung environmental code. We must have to implement itong mga batas na mga ordinansya para at least we must have to protect our environment as well. But at the same time, balansihin natin kung ano ba ang pwedeng gawin natin para hindi maabuso naman yung overdevelopment as compared to the protection of our environment.
In terms of developers, dahil nagkakaroon ng issues before, I'm not sure if it's the same issues. Mga subdivision developers, nagko-complain ng ating mga residents na neighboring.
So that's why sinabi ko kanina, we must have to go back to our comprehensive land use plan. Bisitahin natin kung kaya pa ba ng municipality to accept more developers or at the same time to create more residential areas in the municipality. Otherwise, pag hindi na kaya ng municipality natin, then we cannot do anything. Otherwise than to stop, right?
Talagang hihindian na.
Pero pag kailangan pa rin, ibabalance natin, kailangan pa rin, then why not? So we must have to go back to our CLUP.
At ang CLUP talaga ay nagiging blueprint ng ating munisipalidad.
That is the mother of all ordinances.
Not all people realize that the CLUP is integral in planning and deciding.
Precisely. That's the, sabihin natin, na pinaka-importanting dokumento sa ating lokal na gobyerno. Siya yung sinasabi natin, the mother of all ordinances.
Yes, it's sort of the Bible para sa ating ang mga leaders. Now, you've been through the barangay.
Yes.
You have finished your stint as a legislator. You've progressed into vice mayor. And now you're gunning for the top seat in the valley. Sa iyong journey sa public service, ano ba ang natutunan mo sa La Trinidad? You've seen almost all branches.
Yes. So it's been fascinating, it's been enjoyable, but at the same time it's challenging. So the first time that I sat as a barangay official, medyo bata-bata pa tayo nun eh. Medyo basta alam na natin nun, nag-barangay official ka. So later on, we come to fully understand yung function. And then when we sat as councilor again, yung nakwento ko kanina, talagang naghirap tayo. But after nun, talagang very enjoyable. It's very memorable. That's the best time in my life when I was a councilor.
Totoo?
And at the same time, yes. And at the same time, when I sat as vice mayor, naiba naman yung posisyon. But at least, alam ko na yung function. Alam ko na yung function ng councilor at vice mayor as the presiding officer. Then you must have to preside, look into the legislation that must have to be crafted by the members of the Sangguniang. At the same time, kahit vice mayor pa ako noon during my first term, doon yung panahon na nagkaroon ng COVID pandemic, di ba?
That's true.
Nakita na naman natin, lumabas tayo noon. No? So talagang we went out, nakita natin yung kailangan ng tao. So we work out in our own way, not just a function of the vice mayor, but again as a function as a human being, helping other people, and at the same time sharing our talent and resources so that this local government unit could handle this pandemic.
Mukhang na-test ang ability nating maging opisyal at tao nung COVID-19 pandemic.
So that was a test of everyone's character during that time. Nakita mo yung sino during that time, because if you don't go out, then basically sino ka?
Totoo.
If you don't help out, then nakikita mo kung sino ka.
Pero kailangan mo din balansehin kasi lahat tayo ay may inaalaga ang mga pamilya.
Precisely. Pero that was the time that I was unofficial, di ba? Kami ni Mayor nun. Kami yung parang, siya si Mayor, siya yung tatay, ako yung susunod na tatay.
Totoo.
So parang kami yung nasa spotlight that we must have to work. So nung naayos na, si Mayor na lang palagi. So may salute to Mayor Romeo Salda.
Of course,
For
Mayor
really,
Romeo Salda, idol natin yan.
Yeah, so magna number 1 yun, board member.
Naku,
Yan.
sana.
And going transition to mayor, nag-on the job training na tayo. So, nag-on the job training tayo for 15 years. And I believe, alam ko, nakakaya ko yung position na to. It's because pag binabasa mo naman sa local government code and at the same time, nakikita mo yung trabaho ni Mayor Romeo Salda and all the other mayors in the entire country. So, it's challenging. And I'm
What
really...
makes you think you're ready now?
I'm actually excited. I'm actually excited to have that particular position. But if the people would not give me, then it's not my destiny. But if the people would give me this chance, then basically I'll do whatever I have to really prove to them that indeed this position is for me. And at the same time, this position is for the constituents of this local government unit.
Sa tingin mo, in your years as a public servant, naging politiko ka na ba?
Politiko that in the sense that you must have to adapt. Yeah, kung anong nangyayari, the norms.
Did you have to compromise anything in your journey as a legislator and vice mayor? Sama na natin yun sa barangay.
Meron naman talaga. When you're in public, hindi mo maiwasan na madaming lalapit sa'yo na magsosolicit. Di ba? Yung parang kailangan mong pumunta doon dahil ikaw yung isang municipal official. There are norms actually in the society, sa ating kultura, na talagang naiiba but you must have to adapt. As a politiko, of course, you must have to. You must have to. Politiko nga in the sense na positive, not in the not the negative one. Politiko in the sense that you must have to play the game of politics because it's not actually a game, but again, sabihin na natin na ito yung pinasok natin na talagang dapat sumama ka para at least meron kang magawa.
Did you ever feel pressured to make a decision? Outside factors.
Wala naman.
Hindi pa umabot sa
Hindi,
ganun.
wala pang ganun. Because yung decision naman palagi nasa iyo eh. Nasa iyo. Kung talagang ayaw mo, I know, na-prove mo na yun. Alam mo na yun, a couple of years ago. Kung na natin makikita.
Meron na bang nag-attempt suhulan ka?
Nag-attempt? Marami.
How do you act in these situations? Kasi I always ask this sa ating mga guests. What do you do kapag you're faced with this situation? Because people think na kapag nandiyan ka sa gobyerno, ang dami-daming magsusuhol sa'yo. They think the game is very, very dirty.
Yeah. Meron at meron. Pero isipin mo lang kasi, in public service, sana, ganito kasi dapat eh. Pag nandun ka sa public service, at least meron yun. Pero at the same time, dapat may pribado kang buhay. Yung pribado mong buhay, sana meron ka ring sariling other sources of income na legally na magsusustain sa'yo. Otherwise, pag ito lang yung talagang source mo, di ko alam. So, you must have to have other resources.
That's
para
the honest truth.
Yun dapat. And meron ako. Meron ako na other sources na legitimate naman in legal.
Of course. And you think that's the key for public servants?
Yun
Have your
dapat.
own.
Have your own because it's not enough. Sa lahat ng pumupunta sa atin, nagpapatulong, hindi naman kasya yung sweldo mo, yung allowance, hindi naman kasya yun. At the same time, may pamilya ka pa, hindi naman pwede. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan din gumawa ka ng other means mo in a legal way para at least masustain mo naman yung personal life mo.
That's true. And it's a hard fact that people will try to really corrupt you.
Precisely.
Nahirapan ka ba tumanggi?
Hindi naman. Sabihin mo lang na kung ayaw mo, di yun huwag.
Hindi naman nagagalit. Kasi meron akong mga nakausap na nung tinanggihan nila, nagalit.
Meron ka ng kaaway.
Ayun.
So, the next election, sigurado hindi ka nasusuportahan.
Ay, bye-bye.
That's the reality in politics. That's the reality in politics.
Do you still want to be part of the political game? After your 20 years tapos na-experience mo na lahat ito?
Yun nga, looking backward, yun, nag-umpisa ako, di ba, physical therapist. Tapos, the last time I had a school,
Tapos nandiyan ka na.
nandito ako. Parang, hindi ko control. Hindi ko control. Ang nag-control dito, it's actually the people. And naniniwala naman ako that the voice of the people is the voice of God. Siguro, dinala tayo dito dahil doon. And that's what we want to pursue.
Okay. Now, tell us about the weeks that you've been campaigning. Siyempre, ang dami mo nang naikot. At ang dami mo nang narinig na kwento. Ang dami nang lumapit sa'yo para magpatulong. Ang dami ng issues na ihinain sa'yo. What do you think is the most important issue that the Valley faces now?
Right now, yun pa rin yung nakikita ko, yung urbanization. Ito yung talagang problema natin. That's why we really need to prepare. I-prepare natin yung municipality towards the future. Otherwise, if we will not do this, then basically, hindi po tayo yung kawawa. Ang kawawa po dito, our children, that's our children's children, and the next generations to come. Sana yun yung gawin natin because this is the real problem of the municipality. We must have to have those comprehensive plans, specifically to those types of problems that we have in the municipality. At yun yung gusto natin gawin. We need to revisit yung lahat ng ating mga plano para at least bumagay siya yung anong mangyayari sa ating future. Huwag tayong magplano dahil compliance lang, hindi yun eh. Kailan magplano tayo dahil naniniwala tayo na moving forward or in the future, ito yung problema natin. Kailan natin meron ng solusyon during that time.
Urbanization pa rin talaga.
Yun talaga. Kahit anong isipin, yun talaga ang problema natin. And urbanization, yun nga sabi ko kanina, napakadami niyang issues. Sabi ko dyan, pollution, trapiko, garbage,
Pumapasok na
water,
lahat.
etc. Lahat.
We have a reaction online. Vice Mayor Roderick Awingan has been noted as among the few local officials then who has been visiting every sitio in Purok in La Trinidad, conducting house-to-house campaigns, getting to know issues and concerns on the ground since he started as a barangay official. And because of that, other candidates are also doing it. Mukhang ginagaya ka
Yan.
daw.
Kaya yun nga, yung napansin ko din na parang I've come now to realize na I already had inspired a lot of our young politicians or maybe a lot of our young leaders na
So
parang
okay lang sa'yo yun. Ina-idol ka na ngayon.
parang na-inspire ka talaga because at least na-inspire mo sila, na-motivate mo, di ba? Na kinokopya yung parang ginagawa mo. At least parang may meaning na yung parang nagawa mo na masaya ka na. It's because you already had inspired a lot of them, not only yung mga candidates ngayon, but again to other local government units coming from other local government units elsewhere in the country. Yun nga sabi ko, yung mga ordinansya natin nagagawa, sometimes nababasa ko to eh. Ako yung nagsulat, tapos nababasa ko sa Visayas, parehas yung words. Tapos napalitan
Siyempre, ikaw ang gumawa nun. Kabisadong
English
mo.
ko yun eh.
Oo.
Tapos napalitan niyang lugar and I'm very happy that indeed na nakaka-motivate na tayo ng other local government officials coming from, hindi ko naman sila kilala, para at least yung nagawa natin, parang ginagawa na nila. So ayun, so roaming around the valley right now, ang nakikita ko, medyo may mga negative campaigning eh. Na parang binabato, na parang pag napapakinggan mo, talagang napapahina ka.
Talagang alam mo na yung susunod kong tanong.
Ayan, nakikita ko kasi.
Ibang-iba ang politika ngayon at ibang-iba ang pagkakampanya.
Tama.
Nag-umpisa ka sa barangay, magmula nung councilor ka. I think campaigning now is more vicious.
Grabe. Hindi ko naman pinano yung opponent ko sa other side. Hindi ko naman sila pinaparatangan. Pero siguro may mga gumagawa ng issues na parang dina-downgrade. Ako mismo as a candidate na sinasabi yung mga ganito na hindi ko naman nagawa. For example lang, just recently sinasabi na huwag niyong iboto si Awingan dahil tataas yung tax or business tax.
So
Hindi
nagkakaroon ng ganitong negative
Meron.
campaigning.
And at the same time, tumaas yung tax dahil sa kay Awingan, dahil sa ordinansya.
So kasalanan mo to.
Kasalanan, pati nga building code eh.
Ikaw din yun.
Building code daw, kung bakit mahal daw yung binabayaran tuwing mag-expand ka ng bahay.
Ikaw yun.
Kasalanan ko daw.
Ano pa ang kasalanan mo?
Madami pa. Kasalanan pa ng ibang ahensya, kasalanan ko. And the last time, much worse, 3 weeks ago. Sinasabi na na-stroke daw ako.
Na-stroke ka.
Tapos tinawagan ko yung tumatawag, na-stroke ka daw? Ha, kailan?
Mukhang may sore throat ka lang naman, sir.
Oo. Pero yun nga, parang
Iba ang pagkampanya ngayon.
iba, parang
And how do you
sinisiraan
feel
ka.
about it?
Napapahina ka talaga.
Dahil kasamahan mo itong mga ito.
I don't know.
These are
Ayoko
colleagues,
magparatang.
of
Ayoko
course.
magparatang. Pero yun nga, pag naririnig mo, nasasaktan ka. But in the same time, alam mo naman na hindi totoo. Di, sige lang. Puro sige ka lang.
Nagkaroon ng survey, independent survey, ang grupo ni Nick Satur Jr. At lumabas dito that people in Benguet do not like actually negative campaigning.
Yes, yun nga. Kaya pag kinikwento ko sa iba, yung mga nakakatanda natin supporters, pabayaan mo lang. Sinasabi lang nila. Pero as a person, talagang nasasaktan ka rin. As a candidate, okay lang sana eh. Pero as a person, may person ka eh. Tao ka rin. Ikaw minsan nasasaktan ka pag naririnig mo yung mga ganito.
How do you think social media has changed the way of campaigning?
Sa ngayon kasi hindi ko ginagamit fully yung... But indeed, it really changed.
Hindi ka
Nag-change
nagpo-poll
na.
social media campaign?
Hindi ako nagpo-post kasi parang magiging subjective sa akin. Gusto ko yung iba yung mag-post para sa akin. And at the same time, talagang ayokong gamitin dahil baka sasabihin lang nila na nagpo-post ka lang dahil tumatakbo ka. Ang pinopost ko lang siguro yung vote for me, yun lang. But not yung mga actions. Kaya nakikita mo yung page ko ngayon, talagang nag-stop na ako posting yung mga activities. But again, pinost ko lang na ito lang yung poster ko.
Alright.
Hindi na ako nagre-react.
May pahabol dun sa comment na nag-house to house ka. Dahil sa kanya, nag-house to house na lahat. Hindi masyadong masasaya ang matatanda. Hindi yata na kayang mag-hike ng ating elders na tumatakbo. So, nag-start ka ng trend. So, ito pa. Sige. We will read all your comments later. Do you think you're part of the new breed of politicians?
Indeed, yes, I am.
How do you balance yung respect and of course yung ating culture of obedience sa ating elders now that you have newer ideas?
Meron pa rin. Kultura naman natin yan na nirirespeto yung ating elders. Pero sa decision pag pinag-uusapan natin, everyone have their own mind, everyone have their own belief, respetuhin natin.
Okay. So a part of the new breed of our of leaders but still respecting the culture and of course ang ating elders kasi pag ang elders natin ang kinaaway mo, wala kang kapupulutan.
Yung respeto dapat nandun pa rin. Because they have been there. Yung wisdom yung nandun sa kanila.
Ayun, tama.
It's wisdom actually. So we must have to listen to them and at the same time kung anong suggestion nila, pakinggan mo.
So sanay kang napapagalitan ng ating elders?
Oh, of course. Pag nakausap ko nga si Ma'am Edna, talagang basta papakinggan mo lang yun.
Ay, hello Ma'am
Ayan,
Edna,
si Ma'am Edna
kamusta po
Tabanda.
kayo? Basta si Ma'am Edna Tabanda ang nagsalita. Yes ka lang ng
And
yes.
recently, we had also a chat with former Mayor Pawid.
Of course.
Yes.
Mayor Pawid na matagal nag-bakasyon dito.
Yes. So lahat sila, kinausap natin. Si Mayor Salda, si Mayor Galwan. Lahat naman kinakausap natin. Hindi ko lang nakausap si Mayor Abalos kasi I believe he's out of the country.
He is.
Ayun.
Hello Mayor Abalos, I hope you're doing good.
Yes.
Pag-usapan natin ng BLIST.
Yeah.
Because La Trinidad is an integral part of this BLIST concept. Ano nga ba ang importansya ng BLIST?
Yung BLIST kasi gawa to ng batas, di ba, na talagang sabihin ko na
Sabihin natin.
Okay. This applies to the municipalities of La Trinidad, Itogon,
Yes.
Sablan, Tubay, and Tublay,
Ito ang
and that of
BLIST.
the city of Baguio. So that is the Metro BLIST. So I'm actually a non-voting member of the BLIST Council. Non-voting member. Pinag-usapan natin dito. Ang konsepto nito para i-decentralize yung city of Baguio. Para at least yung economy ay pupunta sa mga ibang lugar. So may issue pa rin dito kasi some other local government unit, meron pa rin silang question tungkol dito.
Yes.
And at the same time, yung question na pag mag-open tayo ng basura to other local government units, magbabasura lahat doon. But again, the concept is cooperation among all these local government units. Pero may issue pa rin.
Is the BLIST concept really working?
Hindi pa natin nakikita.
Hindi pa, no?
Hindi pa
Wala
natin
pa talagang tangible na effect.
Oh, wala pa. Kasi wala pang budget eh. Wala pang budget. Pero yung konsepto nandun. But again, with or without police, we have been practicing that particular cooperation before.
May
Nagtutulungan
senti-
naman talaga eh.
There's a sentiment kasi dito sa Bliss na tayo na lang ba talaga ang mag-a-adjust para sa Baguio?
Precisely. Yun yung punto ko na sasabihin ko sana. But again, Baguio is a big brother and magtulungan tayo. Hindi naman kino-close yung mga local government units na wala eh. But again, we must have to revisit yung mga plano. We must have to look into yung benefits of these small local government units to that of the benefit of the city of Baguio. Pero Baguio is our big brother. And at the same time, a big partner particularly in this part of the country.
Yes, and that's for the Bliss concept of development.
Yes.
Dito sa Bliss Council, what do you usually talk about? And how important are your concepts? Halimbawa, pag nagka-budget na.
Ayun. Yung pinag-usapan dito, yung interconnectivity of this local government unit and at the same time, interconnectivity, the programs that are aligned to the specific problems of these particular municipalities in city. Yun yung pinag-usapan. Problema ng basura, problema ng transportasyon, problema ng tubig, problema ng kalsada.
So basically, itong concerns din natin sa municipality
Parehas
na higher
din.
level.
On a higher level na sinama mo na lang yung other municipalities with that of the city of Baguio. Yun yung pinag-usapan doon. So actually, tinitingnan natin na talagang tinitingnan natin na parang one big community. Pero yun pa rin, basta may issue pa na
Basta
konti.
may issue
na
pa.
siguro konti lang na pag-usapan pa.
Alright. Okay, so that's for our Bliss concept. In terms of development sa La Trinidad, marami bang nagpo-propose ng infrastructure projects?
What do you mean infrastructure?
Hotels, in terms of more restaurants, subdivisions, yung ganitong klaseng development. Marami kasing naiinip, bakit daw wala pa tayong accommodation establishments sa La Trinidad?
That's what we want to do in the near future.
May space pa ba tayo?
Yun ang tignan natin. Kaya nga yung sinasabi ko na isang platform ako, itong sinasabi ko na our economy must be diverse. Ibig sabihin, maraming klaseng negosyo. That includes our accommodation facilities. And at the same time, in-encourage natin, it must be inclusive. Ibig sabihin, yung magninegosyo dapat taga sa atin. Yung priority. An economy that is diverse and inclusive para at least matulungan natin yung ating mga constituents. So, yun. We are looking forward to that.
So in the pipeline, and you welcome proposals para sa ganito?
O, proposals, if it really is in consonance with the comprehensive land use plan, why not?
Babalik talaga tayo sa CLUP.
Babalik tayo doon. Babalik
Kasi
tayo
maraming nagtataka, bakit wala pang hotel? Kailangan mo pang dumayo sa Baguio.
Yun nga eh. Anyway, that's a challenge that La Trinidad is looking forward into.
That's true. Okay. Now, could you tell us about your top 3 platforms? Ano ba ang advocacies natin?
Yung advocacies natin, babalik ako sa sustainable development. Ibig sabihin nito, pag sustainable development yung pinag-uusapan, we go back to economic dynamism. Babalik tayo sa an economy that is diverse and at the same time inclusive. And at the same time, babalik ako sa environmental conservation, protection, and babalik din ako sa social development. Pag social development pa yung pinag-usapan, nagkahalo-halo na to. Dito yung mga vegetable industry natin, health, education, social services, peace and order. Yun yung tatlo natin na priority na dapat gawin. Malalaking division yung konsepto na to. Pero yun talagang dapat na natin gawin para at least matin natin yung sinasabi natin na sustainable development.
Napakalaking konsepto ng sustainable development
Tama.
Ginagamit ng lahat ng area. Medyo gas-gas na nga eh. Pero by the truest sense of the word, what does it mean?
So, yung actual definition, sustainable development, alam natin, is a development that meets the needs of the future, that meets the needs of the present without compromising the needs of the future. Ibig sabihin to, simple. Magde-develop tayo, gagawa tayong negosyo na dapat hindi apektuhan yung ating mga future residents of the municipality. Yun naman yun. May balance.
So that's
Ibabalance mo siya.
sustainable development. Okay. One question. How does mental health fit into your electoral agenda? Dahil tumataas ang incidences at ang need for an IEC on mental health.
Yeah. So our municipality already have this particular ordinance that's really need to be implemented. May mga programs tayo na ginagawa, and what we only need to do is to strengthen that program. To look into more advocates, look into more trainers, para at least yung programa natin ito pupunta pa sa iba't ibang mga organization or other sectors, para at least ma-involve sila sa mental health program of our municipality.
An emerging need.
Precisely.
Yung
Yung mga psychological first aid,
That's
mga
true.
ganun, di ba?
Medyo lumabas ang need na to right after the pandemic. Kaya
So,
ang daming...
so it must be the local government unit that must spearhead,
Yes.
para at least encourage natin yung mga schools if it pertains to mga students, to our businesses if it entails to our employees, to our corporations if it entails to those large kind of business, etc., etc.
Okay. Now, ang dami na nating na pag-usapan, ang dami na nating na touch na topics. Now, I give you the floor. Talk to the voters of La Trinidad and tell them why Roderick Chok Awingan is needed as mayor.
So again, babalik uli ako to the last question na tinanong sa akin during tutungtungan TU Mili at San Jose High School. Number one, I had already been an inspiration to a lot of young leaders and a lot of our, sabihin natin, local government units of what I have done as a legislator. Second is that my performance already speaks for itself. Siguro, yung iba dyan, dinadowngrade nila yung ating performance. But again, hindi ako matitinag because I have done my job during those particular years. Talagang nagpagod ako, talagang gumawa tayo ng mga programang ito na this local government is actually celebrating. And number three is actually my vision. Yung vision natin for the municipality that we must have a municipality that is progressive, a municipality that honors the past. Of course, we must have to honor our past leaders, their achievements, because without them, our municipality could not have been here. And we must have to sustainably manage what we have at the present, while we must have to strategically prepare for the future. We must have to plan for the future. Otherwise, if we will not do that, then basically we'll be having a problem later on. While we must have to conserve, protect our environment, it's because it's all we have. We must have to have this particular economy that is diverse and inclusive. And at the same time, we will continue to implement, strengthen, and sustain the social services projects. That include not only the social services programs by the MSWD, but at the same time, the scholarship, the assistance given to our constituents, and a governance that is efficient, effective, and at the same time, most importantly, participatory. We must have to include our constituents in planning and at the same time in governance as well. And that is my vision, leading to higher quality of life of our constituents.
Praktisado talaga. Ngayon, your message to your, let's say, mga kalaro na pumapasok na sa negative campaigning, because this is a bad practice in politics.
Yeah, indeed.
And in a very small community like La Trinidad,
Yeah.
it's really not the culture. Kumbaga, bago sa atin itong vicious way of putting down your opponents.
Precisely. But again, sabihin ko lang sa kanila na let's talk about our achievements. Let's talk about our platforms and what we will do to elevate the lives of our constituents in the municipality. We must have to, yun lang siguro gawin natin. After all, election is in a couple of days, tapos na. So again, babalik ulit tayo na magkakapamilya and friends, right? So sana wag nating isipin to na talagang it's between life and death. But again, we're just submitting ourselves so that the people would know who we are. And at the same time, submitting our intentions, submitting our platforms, our visions. If the constituents would agree to that, then so be it. If the constituents would not agree to mine, then I would accept that. So that's my message to everyone, not only to those on the opposing side, but maybe to all other candidates as well.
Okay. Your message sa mga na-inspire mong bagong breed ng politicians, dahil lumabas nga sa comment section, ginagaya ka na pala ngayon.
Yeah, again, my message to them, continue, persevere. Alam naman natin, di ba?
Hindi mo pipigilan.
Oh, yeah. Hindi ka pipigilan, basta continue. Medyo mahirap siya. Medyo mahirap. But again, you must have to persevere. You must have to go on. Sometimes you go down, but don't consider yourself being knocked out. You have to stand up again. That's why yun nga yung yung parang sinasabi ko palagi, trust to God, trust in God, believe in yourself, and at the same time, it's always free to dream.
Okay. Sa ating napipintong eleksyon, ilang araw na lang ang natitira. Napakarami sa ating mga tumatakbo ay umaaray na dahil sa tipo ng pagkampanya at sa pamamaraan ng pagkampanya ng ibang mga partido dahil nagiging personal na. Kumakalat ang ating misinformation and disinformation, and it cuts across all areas, not only in Baguio, not only in La Trinidad, but across the nation. And with the few days left, ito na nga, ang ating home run. Let's see to it that we go out and vote, know our candidates, and vote wisely and with a good and clean heart. Para po sa Breaking Point, ito po si Malen Katahan. Maraming salamat po. Salamat.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma'am Malin. Thank you.